Welcome to another episode of Padel ConVos. This is Lucas, and we have
Camila Zilveti.
Today we're interviewing Camila, and we're going to find out a little bit about herself and her journey also with pro pickleball and her love for paddle. Camila, thank you for coming today
Thank you for having me.
To the channel. Tell us a little bit about yourself, about your interests, and how did pickleball come up in your life?
So, my whole entire life within a 5-minute elevator pitch.
Yeah.
So I grew up in Guatemala, and I basically grew up watching my dad play sports my entire life. I grew up traveling, and the two things in my entire life that have just been constant have been sports and traveling. The sports part has been very much like phases in my life.
Okay.
So for example, like one phase I just only played golf, and now I'm actually back to golf. And then another phase only basketball. And then randomly I got into pickleball.
Yeah. In Guatemala?
No, in Austin. The Guatemala part was just to reference that my dad grew up, like I grew up with my dad just playing sports. That was something that like I witnessed, and so for me, like, what do I do in my day? Play sports. So that's what I have been doing my entire life. I basically wake up and I'm like, what sport am I gonna play?
Yeah.
And I got into pickleball. I met my now husband Brian playing pickleball. I had these crappy little wooden paddles, and I showed up to the court and I was just smacking it. You know, I was getting paddle shamed too, because like, I don't know if that's a thing actually in paddle, but in pickleball, if you show up with a crappy paddle, like people won't want to play with you.
Really?
Is that a thing in paddle?
No, I think just based on your skill.
Is it? Because like in pickleball, like if I see somebody with a wooden paddle, I'm like, I am not getting on the court with you.
Really?
It's like a very hierarchy thing of like, oh, your equipment is not good enough. But anyways, I had pretty bad equipment and I was beating everybody.
Ooh.
I met Brian playing pickleball, and we started playing more. I got into playing tournaments, and then for a brief history of the pickleball tour wars, they had basically a big split similar to the golf, like they did in Live, and so they had signings of player. I was decent enough that I got a contract, so now I'm a contracted pro, traveling on the pro tour.
Sweet.
However, as I mentioned, I like to play a bunch of different sports, and so just playing pickleball kind of hurts my soul. And so I also play paddle, and I still play tennis, and I still play golf. So,
yeah, there you go. Look at that.
So I'm still playing all of the other ones. People might be like, "Hey, go train pickleball," but I'm doing cross training. That's what this is called.
So wait, this is completely off script. How did the story with Brian go? How did you guys meet up, and how that happened?
Well, we were on a pickleball court. It's just like a rec game. It was courts in the east side of Austin. They're called Pan Am. They are grungy at best, bathrooms that I don't think anybody would ever dare go into. Ooh. There was I was once there, and there was a shooting there. It's like a sketchy place. There's sketchy vehicles that pass by. Lots of people just go for the vibes. People go to drink. People go to hang out, meet people. And it was one of the first 3 times I had gone to that place, and I was like, I love this place. This is great. And I saw Brian, and he's like hitting these like great forehands, great backhands, and I was like, I had my friend Millen, who is one of my best high school friends. I was on the tennis team together with him. Yeah. And I was like, Millen, he's cute, you know? And I look at Brian, you know, like I casually partner up with him.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, casually. And I was just like, he was like hitting a shot, and I was like, sexy forehand. And like, I thought it was like super obvious. And he was just like, yeah, that was a good forehand. Like, of course, like, duh. And then anyways, I like casually get his phone number, like, we should play tennis sometime. We should play pickleball, you know, like, let me know. And then we ended up playing a few more times pickleball. Yeah. And then I thought we were on the same page. I hit on him more. We ended up booking a flight to the Bahamas like a week after we met. And so we went on a trip to the Bahamas. And then ever since then, we've just been
safe
together.
To say that you made the first move.
Yeah, I for sure made the first move. 0% chance that he made the first move.
Well, then that's nice that you played a lot of sports growing up, and then you were able to relate to him. And look at that now. So how long you guys been married now?
Officially, like legally, a bit over a year. We did just have our actual like wedding ceremony in Vietnam in September.
Wow, that's crazy. That's really sweet. And when was like the moment when you were beating everybody? Like, when did you know when you were playing pickleball that hey, I could go pro? I could do something with this.
I think it's a sport similar to ping pong where everyone thinks they're really good. Like pickleball, everyone's just like, it's an easy sport. So you don't think, dang, the barrier to enter pro. Like you watch pro and you're like, I can do that. Like the first time I ever went and watched pro pickleball, I was like, I can easily do that. Yeah. Similar to what other sports? Like in paddle, I'm like, I cannot do that. honestly, pro tennis doubles. I went to Roland Garros. I watched pro women's doubles. I was like, I can do that.
Really?
Like not even rage baiting. I was just like, I can do this. But for pickleball, it was even more so. So to the point where I was just like, that looks easy. And everyone thinks that it looks super easy. Now in hindsight, I'm like, okay, it's not as easy as it looks. But I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna do tournaments, and I love competing, so I was like, I'll do a tournament. And then people were like, hey, I need a partner. Do you want to do this tournament? Do you want to do this tournament? And so it was just like, kept being tournament. And then I got right time, right place. I got a pro contract, and then now I just committed my life for 3 years. Like at that point, I was like, do I want to commit for 3 years to this? Like, that's kind of a lot of time. But
did you start once you started watching like those matches and started playing tournaments? Did you go into a season of just training, or did you just play based on intuition?
Don't tell the owners of the pro tour, but I play based off of intuition. I should probably drill. Like obviously, I have drilled plenty of times by now, but that's not how I improve. I need a little bit of competition in order to like feel engaged about it. So even just like dinking back and forth and like doing forehands, it's like, unless it's a game where I'm like competing against somebody and saying, all right, who can hit the most forehands? Then I'm like, okay, I'm engaged. I can like focus on something. But if it's just somebody feeding the ball and just me hitting, my attention just goes out the like wall. And then I'm like hitting it at 65% power, where in a match I'm over here like
100,
I'm going at 100, and then it just falls all apart, and I'm like, I don't know about this. So,
No, that's funny. And I agree with you there. Similar. I need to be in a game scenario in order to try certain things. And like once I'm training paddle, and I'm not very good, not at all.
He's really good. He's really good.
I'm training here, and the coaches say, hey, try this during the game, try this during the game. It just clicks and connects more because you're like live, you're in the action, so it's not just training. So because I feel like at training we go 60%, 50% perhaps, and if we're not really that motivated, we don't go 100%. How did paddle come about? How did you pick up paddle, and who taught you?
That is a good question. The first time I played paddle, I think I was actually in Chile. I was traveling with my parents, Brian, and our friend Annie, and randomly we needed to go out and play sports. So we, looked up pickleball court near me, and instead we found a tennis center. And we're like, well, let's just go to the tennis center. And then they had paddle there, and we were like, we might as well play. So we played there 3 days in a row. We were just basically scrapped any tourism. We were just like, we're gonna go play
Really?
paddle. Yeah. And then we
Does everybody in your family play?
Yeah, well, mine is my brother. His name is also Lucas.
Oh.
We'll
have him in the channel next.
Yeah, he does not. I don't think he's actually ever played paddle. But my mom plays a little bit at a more beginner level, and then my dad plays at a decently high level. And then Brian, depends on the day, on what level he plays in. And anyway, so we played paddle, and then I was like, that's so fun. And then when we went back to Austin, our friend Brooks Wiley, he was like, oh, there's like these courts out pretty far away, like 45-minute drive. And same with Nick Sutcliffe. They were both like, hey, these like finally people that want to come play paddle, And so they took us out to go play paddle. However, it was like really far. Like it was very, very far. So it was a more go once and then be like, that was fun, whatever. And then they built a few more courts closer by in South Austin, and then they built these courts here at Padel 39.
That's right.
And so we became founding members here because I was like, oh, absolutely, I am going to go play every single day. And so I've been just playing good amount. Every once in a while, I'd like to play more, but I sometimes feel a little bit guilty not playing enough pickleball. So I'm like, I can only play when I don't have a tournament coming up, or if like not necessarily that is that important, especially because I don't, like the overheads in paddle, I'm not changing my technique from pickleball. I'm just kind of just
tap and go.
I'm just tapping it in because I'm like, the technique is just so different to have to like hit it. So I'm like, I don't really want to mess with my, let's call it main sport. I could, but I would rather just not mess up my pickleball for an overhead. But that's how I got into paddle, and then ever since then I've just been playing, and I got my first Padel paddle gifted from my friend Sydney.
Ooh, okay.
It was the equivalent of a wooden paddle for pickleball, if you ask me. It's one of the head. They're the beginner paddles.
I've seen it. And you love it.
I love it. It's super light, whatever.
It's
Anyways,
the best. You play your best when you have that one.
Yeah, I love it. I just got a new paddle from Adidas. Ooh. They sent me one, and so I'm excited to try it out today for the first time. We'll report back later on the results. But,
absolutely.
Yeah, but I don't think it has headlights. I'm a little bit nervous that I prefer the shit paddle.
Yeah. Well, tricky question. If paddle and pickleball were both trying to date you, who do you think will succeed?
Pickleball. I'm just so much better at. But yeah, no. Okay, so pickleball. Marriage, but for sure Fling with paddle. Just the satisfying feeling of hitting a paddle, like the ball is just, it's kind of like tennis, like it's just like when you center the ball, it just feels so good, and the sound it makes it so satisfying, whereas like pickleball, the sound could use some work. Everybody complains about that one, but
it's okay.
No, pickleball just has so many layers to it that I think favor my game style a bit more, whereas paddle with the overheads, sometimes my shoulder kind of hurts, and I'm like, I don't know about this. Like, this is a little bit not for me.
Well, no, yeah, I've seen it grow. It's growing and growing more.
Yeah.
It's great. It's humongous in South America. It's huge in Europe, and it's
everybody plays.
And I feel like here in the U.S., it's just gonna keep on going, and the women's industry is gonna just. I feel like it make a bigger impact as well, because there's a lot of facilities, there's a lot of resources, culture's just differently.
Yeah.
You know, women do both sports, and in other countries sometimes it's not like that.
Yeah.
What about if in the U.S. the paddle scene keeps on growing? Would you be open to trying it, playing in tournaments?
But I would love to play in tournaments. I've been actually trying to find one of my pro pickleball friends and be like, hey, what if we, hear me out, what if we just say career switch, let's go into paddle, because I think paddle is currently in the United States. It is where pickleball was at like 2 years ago. So it might not currently have a lot of money in terms of like the pro scene, like as compared to pickleball. However, I think it's gonna absolutely explode. And the perk of paddle is that all the tournaments are international, and since I love to travel, I'm like, I would rather go play a tournament in Doha than I would in Tucson, Arizona. Like, no one wants to go to Tucson, Arizona. Sorry to anybody from there, your place sucks.
Well, I mean, you can do a hybrid. You know, you can play one.
No, it also requires for me to. I actually looked into it.
Really?
It requires a good amount of points. You can't just like register, because for pickleball, I don't know if anyone knows.
We don't. We actually don't.
If you want to play a pro tournament, you pay and you're in. Like, that's it. And they put you into the qualifying rounds.
Oh.
So you have to obviously pass through qualifiers, which is not easy.
But,
however, so these qualifiers, let's say there's 50 teams, they're fighting for 8 spots, but anybody can just pay and play. To pay and play, you pay $600 to register for all 3 events. So if you want to play singles, doubles, and mixed, you just register like that. And one qualm I have with paddle is that there's no mixed doubles.
That's right.
So it's just one event.
It's just like
that's it. And I'm just like, I like playing mixed too.
Yeah, no, that's true. Definitely, maybe we can learn something from that. Maybe we can learn something from pickleball.
Yeah, maybe. Or just be the guy. I mean, pickleball gets made fun of all the time for all these clips where the guy's basically taking 95% of the court, and then the woman takes 5%. They're like, and all the comments are like, let the girl play. It's like, well, trust me, it's a strategy. Everyone's okay with this.
I was playing with one lady from Spain, and she stopped playing. She played like 10 years in Spain, and then she stopped because she had kids and enjoyed her life, moved to America, and then she will always end up just taking care of 30% of the court. Yeah. And then I saw her, and I'm like, she's really good in that 30%. What if we let her take the other side, and she covered 50-60%, and she was better than me, and I was like, holy moly, I think I found the golden gem here. Like, I can play mixed tournaments with her now. So there's a lot of girls who are very, very talented. So that's awesome.
The nice thing about you is that you're a lefty, so I feel like the higher level player usually prefers the left side if you have a righty situation. But since you're a lefty, perfect, I can play on the left.
Same, yeah, absolutely. So what are some similarities between paddle and pickleball that combine?
So obviously, ball, net, court, similar-ish size to starters. You have things like ground strokes, volleys, overheads, and underhand serves.
Okay.
So versus tennis, like in tennis, you're serving always overhead. So biggest similarities between paddle and pickleball compared to tennis is just the serve. And then honestly, the requirement for just quick reaction time and just volleys unless you're playing tennis doubles, which even then, I feel like you just have so much more time in tennis. If you're playing doubles, the guy is so far away. You have all the time in the world. That's why I was saying earlier that I think it's easy to become a pro tennis player doubles.
Well, would you say communication is important in pickleball? Just because in
Super
paddle,
important.
like you do turn around sometimes and give your back to the players, and they got to communicate to you where they're at and how fast they're coming. So how does that work in pickleball doubles?
In pickleball, I am talking every single point. I say you, me, you, lob, in, out, like watch. So you're letting your partner know, like let it bounce, because obviously there's, like you think it's gonna go out, you say bounce or watch. Similar to paddle where you're just communicating the entire time. You're like, glass, like don't hit it, or like they're coming up. In pickleball, I think it's a lot faster pace, like the quick reaction thing, where you're not necessarily letting your partner know, oh, where are your opponents right now? I think the biggest communication part there is who's taking the ball. Am I taking it? Are you taking it? And then who do you think is it going to go in or out? That's like the biggest quick reaction things of like you're standing so close to each other where you only have time to say out and then hope that your partner can react fast enough and get out of the way. Rather than like in Padel, it's like, you're lobbing and then like, your partner's looking up into the sky where they're going to lob. You let your partner know, okay, they're coming up or they're two back or stuff like that. Where even in tennis, I think the course is so big where you're not talking to each other, and it's kind of very clearly like, this is your ball, this is my ball. And a bunch of tennis players come into pickleball and they're just like, well, that's your side of the court. It's like, well, no, that's not how that works, because you take a little bit, it's more like, it depends on where the ball comes from, on who should be taking it. And if it's a forehand always takes the middle in pickleball, where in tennis, you don't poach onto other people's sides.
No,
that's not like a thing that people really do. Where in pickleball, it's like people are just crossing back and forth, like super aggressive, trick shots. And
have you ever collided with your partner?
Yeah, I mean, like paddles.
Say no. I was gonna say no.
Say no. Yeah, I mean, like not often, but like sometimes you're both kind of, especially when you're like both going for an overhead, or if you're both going for the volley in the middle, which I think, in my opinion, is better to have two paddles going in the middle rather than one paddle or no paddle. So yeah, those would be like the biggest similarities. Honestly, the biggest difference would be the ball, and the bounce of the ball. It just kind of, it's a lot more accessible than tennis because it's bouncing a lot slower. So.
And in the middle of a tournament, like in the middle of the heat, what was like the most embarrassing thing you have said?
Probably telling my partner, let the ball go out, and then the ball lands like this far in, and I'm like, oops, my bad, sorry, that's on me, brother. Those are, you're just like, and then everyone hears that like your partner just listened to you, and you're just like, ow, and then it's in, and you're like, no.
Rapid fire, answer with the first thing that comes to your head. You ready?
Yep.
If you had to pitch paddle to your best friend in one sentence, what would you say?
Easier than tennis. Easy to learn, more fun than pickleball.
2. Clock is ticking. What would your Latina side say after you whip an easy shot?
Miércoles.
We're gonna have to edit that. I'm dying. I understand you. I understand. We're gonna have to put like a paragraph explaining what miércoles means. It's a day of the week, yes.
It's shit, but in Spanish, in a censored version, it's just Wednesday.
Last one. Which sport brings out your spicy Latina side faster, pickleball or paddle?
I will say neither. I don't have a spicy Latina side. Like I'm just there to have fun. So
you go with the flow.
I go with the flow. Like I don't think I have I feel like there's a stereotype for spicy Latina side. I don't know if I have that in me.
Well, I've played with you a couple times, and I've seen you when one of your best shot is, I don't know,
backhand.
this one, yeah.
Backhand.
One of your best shots there in paddle, because I clearly saw like how quickly you moved, anticipated the shot, and it 1 out of 100, 99 of them went in, but that one time that went, it hit the net, it went, and I was like, oh, okay, this is just paddle, you know.
I think it's, the ones where I'm like, oh, I should make that 10 out of 10 times. Yeah. That 1 out of 10 times that I miss it, I'm like, miércoles. Shoot.
Well, thank you for this interview, for this part. I do have one challenge here for you. Okay. So if you're ready, let's go.
All right. Challenge.
Come on. For today's challenge, Camila will attempt to hit me 10 times, and every single time she hits me, she's going to be blindfolded, and I will move around the court saying funny stuff to get her upset pissed and try to hit me even harder. Ready, Camila?
Ready.
Vámonos. You're gonna stand here. Blindfold, please. Can you see me?
I can see your toes.
All right, I'm gonna start moving. Ready? Wait. You only got 10 tries, okay?
Yeah.
Attempt number 1. Go. Oh my God, I'm gonna move. Pickleball sucks. My God. You are trash. You can't hit me. How about you actually try?
Did I hit him?
Ay, carajo.
Did I hit him?
Hello? Donkey Kong. Last shot.
Is that 10?
Last one. Well, bonus one. Can you actually hit me as hard as you can, please? Thank you. That's it.
Try with this one.
Right.
Ooh.
I
Stay
can
there.
feel it.
Okay, try with this one.
Where are you?
Camila, wait. If she gets to hit me, I'll say pickleball is the best. If she
All right.
doesn't hit me, she has to say paddle is the best. 3, 2, 1.
Did he dodge it?
She missed! Yes!
All right, paddle is the best.
Well, this is it. Thanks for watching.